Alright guys, get ready for my favorite apps to keep you productive and on task in school.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
Hey guys, it's Charlotte and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be telling you all of the apps that you need to be productive and successful in college. Now these apps can apply to really anyone who's a student, so if you are in high school or middle school, then I still recommend you check out this video. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So we're going to start off with the first category, which is organization, and these are all the apps that are going to keep you productive and organized throughout the semester. So the first app that I have is Trello, and this is probably one of my favorite apps that I more recently started using. So basically with Trello, it's essentially one cool collaborative to-do list, and you can start off with these personal boards, which is what I've been doing, and I can make all of these different lists within that board. For example, my things to do today are filming and editing my YouTube video, and then I can write whatever notes I want there. I have my due date for when this video is going up. I added a tag. I can add members, so if other people were helping me with this and also wanted notifications and information, then they can be added on. And I can also do this checklist. So at the bottom you see I have thumbnail, music, end cards, and I can check them off as they're done, and those are mini tasks within that task. It's just a really great way of staying organized, and I'm beginning to use it this summer. I will definitely use it a lot more when school starts, of just keeping track of everything that I need to do. Okay, so the next app I'm gonna recommend is Homework. Now I used this a ton in high school. So basically I added all my classes in for the fall. So you can go ahead and add your course and pick the color and the period, which is obviously more helpful in high school than in college. And you can add a homework assignment, like let's say we do reading and it's for this class and it's a reading assignment. You pick the due date, you can set a reminder if you'd like and when they should do it, and any notes that you have. So if you go over to Tuesday, you can see, oh, I have this reading assignment and it's due on that day, and in the bottom corner it says how long from today it's due. When you're done, you just click on the little symbol. Okay, the next app I'm gonna recommend is Google Calendar, and I have been using Google Calendar religiously for the longest time, so I'm gonna scroll back a bit to when I was busier. This was like a typical month for me, and basically I use Google Calendar for everything. What's great about Google Calendar is you can have a bunch of different calendars in one, and so I, for example, had like my Greek one here, so I can just tap Greek, get rid of it, and then none of my like sorority stuff would show up, and I also made a separate one for all my social stuff, so then everything you see here is just school or work related things, and then within this calendar I color coded everything. Okay, now the last app that I'm going to recommend just for staying organized, this is definitely specific to your school, Blackboard or Canvas or whatever your school uses to essentially keep track. Okay, so for the longest time I didn't have the Blackboard app and I just didn't think it mattered. I would just check on my computer, but I've actually really enjoyed how it's set up. But you can see all your grades, you get updates. I would always turn on notifications for this. Whenever one of my tests would get graded, then I would immediately get a notification and I could check and see that it was up instead of just kind of randomly checking on the computer. Okay, next we're going to go into apps that will help you kind of share and connect with people. I guess this is the best way I could think of describing this group. So first of all, I really recommend having Google Drive. Here, this was like a folder of all of our labs for one of my classes, so I could just have them all right here and just go ahead, open it, pull it up. Now this leads into my next one. I really recommend you guys have Google Docs and Google Sheets. That way when you do open something up in Drive, you can just go straight into Docs like you see it did there, or you can go straight into Sheets like here. That way you can just open it up and it's so much easier. Next is an app that my mom found for me. So this is TurboScan, and basically how it works is it's just like a scanning app. You just hold it over a piece of paper, and then you can also just keep scanning and adding pages. So like you can see here, I have my homework assignment and I just added all the pages. Then at the bottom, I can just email it as a PDF directly to my teacher, to my computer. That way I can submit it. So easy. I've been using this app for like a year now. I'm so glad my mother found it. And out of all the scanning apps I've used, I definitely recommend TurboScan. Okay, and then next we have Boomerang, which is another app that I more recently discovered, but once again, I'm kind of obsessed with it. Basically how it works is you connect it to your email account, and then let's say I wanted to write an email, so I'm just gonna write an email to myself. Just say hey, and write hey in the bottom. Okay, so you can send it right now, or you can click on the little paper airplane with the time next to it, and you can pick when it should be sent, at a specific time, at a random time, whatever you want. This is great if, like, let's say it's really late at night and you're thinking about something, you need to email your professor, but you don't want to email them at like 1 in the morning because that might look weird. This way you won't forget, and then it will send at like a more appropriate time. Another thing is they have inbox pause, where you can pause your inbox. That way you aren't constantly getting notifications and like always checking. You can focus. You can have an autoresponder turn on, and they'll send an email in response being like, oh, sorry, her inbox is paused right now. You can have exceptions, like if you get an email from school, then that can be an exception, and you can have it like unpause automatically. Okay, now we're going to go into apps that will help you with studying. So first of all, I'm going to recommend Duolingo, which I know everyone recommends. I was using this before I went to study abroad, and my mom has been using this nonstop. She's obsessed. She's trying to learn French. It's a really great app. It's really great if you're just trying to learn a language, if you want it to help with a language that you're currently learning in college. I really recommend just taking this on the side. That way you can kind of pick up something new. Okay, next we have my all-time favorite app, and I know a million people have said you need to get this too, but I love Quizlet. Quizlet saved my grades in high school, especially with languages and vocab with like English classes. It was amazing. Anything you have to memorize, use Quizlet. I'm so serious. One thing that I think is great about it is a lot of people use Quizlet, so sometimes I can type in my like school and class, and there will be a Quizlet for it that someone already made. And I'm sure people have like used the Quizlets that I've made because I title them with the class from USC. One great thing too is you can make classes. So let's say everyone in your business class wants to share Quizlets. You can make that. For example, at my high school, we all had one giant class with every girl in my grade, and basically everyone would just like submit Quizlets throughout the semester. Next we have Chegg, and I am not telling you to Chegg all of your homework, but Chegg can be really, really helpful if you need a solutions guide, or you're stuck on something, or just need a little bit of help here or there. It's just really easy to navigate it. You can just like click on the chapter and then go through. At the bottom here, they have all of the problems and all of the chapters. Next up we have Symbolab, and I will admit I like Symbolab as a website more than as an app, but I'm gonna suggest as an app too for times when you're in a crunch. Basically it's the same as any other math calculators website app that you've seen before. I like this one because I feel like it can do a lot more complicated math than other ones that I've seen, and I'm an engineer, so I'm in a lot higher math classes, and it's pretty good with like summations and integrals and derivatives. It's great for like step by step. So for example, I just did this really simple one, and if you click show steps, it will show every single step in between. Okay, and then lastly for studying we have Correct Me, which is essentially just another version of Grammarly, and then you can hit check grammar and it will say, oh, you should have started that with a capital letter. They also have a synonym section and a definition section too. Okay, now we have apps that are going to help you focus and stay productive while you are studying. So the first one I'm going to show you is Flipped, which I'm still kind of getting used to this one. It's essentially just encouraging you to do a task for a certain amount of time, and they also are doing it with other people. So for example, there are 550 people studying right now. So I could join this study live, and then it will come up with this timer, and it's saying, all right, my goal is to study for 1 hour. All these other people are studying with me. And then when you're ready to exit, you have to like hold and leave. Okay, so the next one we have is Pocket Points, which everyone at my school was so obsessed with, and I never really got on board, but I definitely feel like it's a great app. So basically what it is, and unfortunately I'm off campus so I can't really use it right now, but when you're on campus you set a timer, and then you have to turn your phone off for that amount of time, or lock your phone for that amount of time, and if you make it that amount of time then you're going to get points. Now these points can be spent on a bunch of different things, whether it's like 20% off different stuff. They also have a new thing for driving, which I just discovered. Basically say, hey, I'm about to start driving now, and if you stay off your phone the entire time that you're driving, they will reward you as well. All right, next we have Flora, and I had downloaded this because Forest cost money, and basically you plant a little tree and you're like, okay, I have to be off my phone for 25 minutes, and if you stay off your phone for 25 minutes, then the tree will grow and it'll be beautiful. If not, then you'll kill it and it will get really mad at you. You can also do it with people. So let's say you're studying with a friend. You can put down, oh, me and Caroline are going to be studying now for 25 minutes, and if either of us check our phone, then it will say, oh, like Charlotte killed the tree, and it will like tattle on you. All right, and then I put this in focus because I don't know, I would take naps when I would be studying, so this would get me back on focus. I really like Alarmy as an alarm app. For some reason, sometimes my normal iPhone alarm just doesn't work. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but it will just like say it's going off, but there's no sound. If I ever have to like make sure I'm up, like I have an exam or something, I always set Alarmy as like my second alarm just to be safe. You can have like missions that you have to do to turn it off. I like the shake one because then it kind of wakes me up and you have to like shake it 10 times. Okay, now finally we are going to talk about financial, basically money apps. So first of all, you're definitely going to need Venmo in college. I cannot explain this to you enough. If you don't know what Venmo is, it basically is a way for you to just pay your friends from bank account to bank account. All right, next up we have Mint, which I'm still getting the hang of, but it's basically one of those apps or websites where you put in your like banking information and everything, and then they monitor like, oh, here are your bills, here's how much money you're making, here's how much money you're saving, stuff like that. Finally, we have Splitwise, and basically Splitwise is like the cousin to Venmo. And let's say you went out to dinner and I paid for everything. Splitwise shows you how much each person owes. You can add in the receipt, you can put in any notes, you can add it to a specific group. So this is also really, really great if you live in an apartment, because for example, there's gonna be 3 of us living in my apartment next year, and I'm probably gonna suggest all of us doing this. And if someone buys toilet paper for the apartment, then we can all just put it in here, split it equally, and we can constantly like know how much money each of us owes. Okay guys, so that was it for all of the apps that I really recommend for being a student or being in college. If you guys have any other apps that you would like to recommend for me, please let me know. I'm always very excited getting new things to be more productive in school. I believe that's it, so I will see all of you guys next time for my next video. Bye!